Hello Taurus, Taurus Rising and Taurus Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting July 24th, 2017. I'm actually shooting this on a different camera this week because the files will be smaller and therefore easier and faster to upload. So that's, keeping all that in mind, but I'm back from my week off. Quick reminder for everyone, if you have purchased the Tarot Home Study course or you are thinking of doing it, check the links that I have sent out to you. Towards the end of this week, I'm going to be putting up new spreads and new things. I'm going to be adding to the curriculum that's already there. So it's almost like you paid for a membership that you only had to pay for once. So if you're interested in furthering your education, I'll be putting all of that, that information up there for you. And of course, if you do want to get a copy of that, you want to download and purchase a copy of that, or you just simply want to get a session with me, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Also, I just want to start throwing this out there because I don't think a lot of people are familiar with, just how certain, the Gregorian calendar, our Western calendar versus the astrology sometimes can be a bit confusing. And this week is a perfect example. Okay, so we've got aspects going on Monday and on Wednesday here in the Western Hemisphere, meaning that because it would already be the next day, the planets don't listen to human calendars, so it would be the next day, Tuesday and Thursday, for people in the Eastern Hemisphere, okay? So just keep that in mind, just trying to be a little bit more sensitive to time zones. I know time zones kind of are pretty elusive sometimes. So what is going on with the astrology this week? Well, on Monday, we do have Venus, planet of love and harmony in your earned income sector, forming an opposition to Saturn, currently retrograde, in your 8th house of shared resources and passive income. Remember, this would be Tuesday if you live in the Eastern Hemisphere. And when Venus opposes Saturn, we have a good thing show up that is almost going to give us a bit of a buyer's remorse. That's sort of like the theme that everyone's going to be feeling in certain areas of their life this week. And this is going on where either a new opportunity or a new income avenue or a new big work project that will pay very well is being put on the table, and we've got to try and find a way to include it with what we were already doing. Or if we can include it with what we were already doing, we may be feeling like we're stuck, we're feeling kind of tied up, bunched up. This week, really see what you can do to keep your name on that roster with the new one, because you're going to find out that it's a lot better than the one that you thought was already better or was already the best you could do. And this could actually be a better job. Don't be afraid to apply for it. Don't be afraid to interview for it. You may have accepted another offer. Just keep that in mind. On Wednesday/Thursday, we have the Sun forming a conjunction with Mars in your 4th house of home and family. And this is a fight we need to have, and a fight we could win. Now, that might sound kind of interesting. If you have an aversion to conflict, this might not necessarily be your favorite angle. Those of us who have strong Marses in our charts tend to do very well with this angle. But when we have Mars and the Sun conjunct, there is a conflict or a fight or an argument that needs to come up because you need to win it, essentially. And this looks like it will be happening on the home front with a relative, with a roommate, with a friend, if they live around you or close to you, or a neighbor, a landlord, something along those lines. This could be having to, get rid of something that this person has been doing. This may actually be putting a stop to bad behavior. This could be something that actually even changes the arrangement or the living space that you're in or working on henceforth. And you need to be able to have this conflict, because I think that this is about you knowing your way is the right way. And this will actually bring that to fruition in a good way, safely for you. On Wednesday/Thursday, oh, I already talked about that. We're going to talk about your spiritual advice with the cards. I'm getting back here. I'm rusty. Don't take it personally. For your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Hawk. All right. So when we look at the Hawk is basically telling us to pay attention to, what we are afraid to see that's actually the truth. All right, you're not allowed to be in denial this week. All right, I love these cards because they're empowering, yet at the same time tough love. And when we look at the Hawk, the thing is the Hawks, when we think about a Hawk's vision, we think about precision, we think about seeing the truth in things, being able to see things that other people don't see. You need to be able to actually act on that truth. Now, with the Hawk card, again, this can often point us in a direction of saying, hey, look, I need to be able to see something that that other people aren't seeing. I need to be able to see things that I don't want to see. Whether it's things that I didn't want to see, things I was pretending were not there with, again, with maybe your friends, with one of your kids, at your job. One of the things that I would say with the hawk that's always very interesting is that the hawks in the picture are both very well aware that, again, there's two, there's two fire pits there, there's two, there's a bit of a ditch going through there. One of the hawks is not looking at them on purpose. The other one is looking straight at the viewer, that's you, going, don't you see what's going on here? One of the fires is safe, one of the fires is about to be out of control. One is choosing not to look at it at all, because reasons, and the other one is kind of saying, well, what about you? Are you going to take up this cup? It's important to pay attention to where you may be the only one who can, will, or is capable at this point in time. So don't shy away from it. It's a problem that needs to be solved. Maybe some people are just ill-equipped. For your work sector, when it comes to your work and finances, your earth sector, we've got the Five of Wands upright. And again, extra opportunities are showing up for you, but they are competing with existing commitments and conditions and deadlines that you already have. The Five of Wands can also show up here as a competitive opportunity showing up here where you may actually have some rivalry going on, whether it's rivalry over a choice assignment or a promotional opportunity. The Five of Wands upright says that you do need to actually be a bit more aggressive with trying to take on that role and actually put yourself out there to be seen. Don't wait to be discovered this week. Now, when you get the Five of Wands, you don't wait to be discovered anyway. You'll be forgotten. But the Five of Wands is definitely talking about a need to pay attention to where things are getting competitive, so we do have to be more competitive ourselves. The Five of Wands, for those of you who are currently looking for new work, looking for something brand new, you will, again, find two opportunities at least, if not more, that are pretty much sure bets. But make sure at the same time that you are not being too passive about it. You've got to go for both of them like they were the only one. Okay, don't go at it with an attitude of keeping your options open. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends and your relatives and the others in your life, we've got the Wheel of Fortune upright. Good news coming your way, because there may actually be a brilliant helper or assistance coming your way through a friend or a relative that is actually having a big stroke of luck. A brilliant stroke of luck, if anything. Usually when we have the Wheel of Fortune, this could actually be good luck in terms of finances, good luck in terms of availability or a move. But we have a cavalry coming in your way. The Wheel of Fortune upright is also indicating here that a friend may actually be going out of their way to share this good fortune of theirs to help you make some kind of personal goal or dream come true. And when I look at the Wheel of Fortune here as well, I am seeing that there may be something that a friend kind of does on your behalf, or kind of says or does for you, or gets the ball rolling for you. Something that you didn't think you could take care of. You've got to be there for the handoff. But it looks like if you've been too afraid to get something initiated, a friend's going to do it, but then they're going to be gone. So you need to be able to again be there when the baton gets passed. For your challenge this week with fire, we've got the Four of Wands reversed. Okay, not a bad challenge at all. Four of Wands reversed often shows up where, again, we need to be working on trying to change or alter the environment that is hospitable for more good energy, for more nurturing energy in our life. The Four of Wands reversed often talks about the setup for something good, building our castle, or setting up the perfect event, or setting up the perfect office, or the perfect job. And your challenge this week is making sure that the energy that you keep in this space is inhospitable to, to dark, negative kinds of energy, people, and, and attitudes. The Four of Wands reversed can often indicate also a need to pay attention to where, maybe there isn't enough teamwork going on in your space. Everyone may have been a bit too individualistic. Everyone's, nobody's coming together for the common good. That can happen in families. That can happen in work groups and things like that. But we're on a team nonetheless, so be careful about situations where people are tempted to use a team as a stepping stone when the whole team needs to succeed, or no one does. But your challenge this week is to make sure it actually happens, and you'll be all right if you do. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the King of Cups reversed. And the King of Cups reversed, interestingly enough, is kind of talking a little bit about, well, where are you know, somebody's insecurities kind of almost guilt-tripping you a little bit or controlling you a little bit this week. The King of Cups reversed can often indicate a situation where either a new person in your life or somebody that you're with or possibly one of your kids is kind of running the show, but they're doing it from a place of, you know, sort of amplifying or, you know, sort of accentuating their frailty to a point where it's kind of, that's how they get their control. You know, I can't do this, poor frail me, poor weak me, you know, that kind of thing. And it could come out as, you know, a situation where this person is deliberately trying to avoid something important. They're deliberately trying to get something to be at a standstill, sort of digging their heels in the ground. They may not necessarily want to be going in a direction that you want to go, or they don't want to participate in the situation. Maybe they don't need to. But I am seeing a fight or an argument coming up around that because it seems like this person doesn't even want to talk about it or solve the issue. The whole point of digging their heels into the ground is to make something stop, not solve it. So we've got a bit of work to do when it comes to the love front there. And hopefully this, I mean, you can always turn a reverse card right side up. So let's make sure that we can see that happen towards the end of the week, okay? So that is your horoscope, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.